It's funny, it's struggling to get a connection with the
internet.
It's funny that the Wi-Fi is not as good as my 5G or whatever 4G stuff. Let's see how this goes. Hope I'm not in the way.
I bet you're in a perfect spot with that.
What's that?
You're in a perfect spot.
Okay. Uh-oh, what happened?
All week in this cold in a camper.
Not on.
How's Joe doing?
Katie, smile. Katie, smile.
Working?
It's working.
Can I write you a check? Is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. You want me to transfer the link? I've got it.
We have 2 people on already.
Really?
That's what it says. It might be lying to me. Well, oh, I shouldn't. I kind of want to mute everything, but. Uh-oh, what's that? Hey, Jennifer won't right now.
Hey, Mark, I sent it to her. They were making fun of
She's making faces like that, but the camera can't even. Perfect.
Come back, got 2 more trips next week.
It's going to be cold in all those places.
Except for San Diego. San Diego's going to be nice.
You think?
I hope so. And if not, I'll pop down to Mexico real quick, grab some street tacos and come back. I do. I take my little passport card.
Yeah.
Go grab some street. Drop that stuff off. Anything that says I'm law enforcement, do that.
Yeah.
Take my state ID card, my state driver's license, my passport card, and a credit card. That's it.
Go down to Tijuana.
What's up, my Jack? What's up, buddy?
my hair messed up. Maybe it'll be better.
That's what she was thinking. Maybe just watch it later.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, Katie, you know how to do a speed test? Yeah, it won't take but a second. You have a
Settings or
I just want to go to, like, Google has a really good one. You just search for speed test, and the first thing that comes up is Google's run speed test. Oh my gosh. That ought to be really good. That's plenty fast.
is that what you're logged into?
I'm logged in. Well, I'm on the...
Because it's being live streamed. I feel like this is really getting my nerves. Are y'all nervous, seniors? You gotta talk. So here's what's supposed to happen right now is Charlie Hudson and I had a little bet. Okay? 2 years ago, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. He grew his hair out. He's got long streaks in it. I don't know if he's taking his senior pictures. Like, there's a lot of important things to go. So I'm actually not shaving his head. And I love you, okay? Even though you didn't get the work that they put in, I thank you for these coaches and the sacrifices they make every single day. I thank you for, I just pray that some of the lessons learned through the game, that they're life lessons, that they're opportunities to reflect on who they are and be a light. And that they would just always be able to stand in the gap. We talked about grit, building gritty young men. Because toughness is one of the greatest indicators of success. And so finding a way to build gritty men, the way we define grit was guts, resilience, initiative, and tradition. And this year I was praying about, like, the theme for the year, coach, is relentless. It's relentless. And I just earlier seen a podcast, and it talked about James 1:2-4, and it said, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials." I sub that with relentless, and I started thinking about what the kids had to go through right on the short term, like what they had to go through during the 10-week to stay home when we're locked down. And I couldn't imagine, like, what if I would have been a teenager in that time preparing for a football season. Some of you are what they did, but they organized it themselves. A couple of parents went and chaperoned. They went and ran and had fun. Some of it not so fun, I think. According to Andrew, he said, like, long distance running is not really my thing. Big Joe found that out through running at Lions Park. But the organizing was a byproduct of what they did during that 10 weeks and how they were able to come together as a team and get some work done. And then summer cranked up. And I had no idea when we were talking to the coaches, and I'm going back and forth, like, what are we going to do this summer? Are we going to get to do anything? Will anybody be here? Our parents, we had a full house, and we had a full house all summer long. And there were people doing multiple workouts in a day, going to and from. There were people getting up here. We'd offer a 6:30 a.m. so they could come and do that if they needed to leave town. And there was just a consistency among this group that displayed relentlessness. And thinking about the injuries that have overcome, and people coming back, and people rising above in a lot of ways, and sticking through it. It is impressive. It is impressive. So, Connelly, thanks for the word, the nudging, and wherever that came from, I feel like it was nothing. So as you go up and go out, some of my seniors, right, continue to be relentless. Continue to be relentless and stick to that. Right? We talked a ton about love. And we talked a ton about grit. And consider pure joy when you get tested. Thank you. Before I move on to certificates, just want to give a few thank yous and do some intros. So we have our coaches. and you should know them all. But Coach Mosley, Coach Stephen Mosley, coaches wide receivers. He's our defensive coordinator. Give that man a hand. Hold on, parents. Give that backers and helps call the defense. Give that man a clap. Coach Thurman, offensive and defensive line. Give that man a clap. Coach Cranfield came to us this year. Glad you're here, my friend. Offensive line and linebackers. Give that man a clap. Coach Flores, who is not here, helped the line. And I were like, how do you know that we only need 57 water bottles? Well, I counted it for the last 3 weeks and added it up, divided by 3. I know exactly how many we need when we need them. Okay. So he was a big hand. And then we got a couple middle school coaches here, Coach Greg Turley and Ray Ragsdale, giving them a clap. We're building the future, so we're grateful for them to be here and love you guys a lot. Doing the Lord's work, there's no doubt about it. We heard today, Coach Carpenter talked about to the middle school, he was just talking about the opportunity that this group has to be something to the world, to change the world. And he was talking specifically to the middle school at that time. But so they're not going to marry you because you're going to be too old. That's not what I'm saying. But it is our job as men to equip young men that would be readily available. That would be guys who serve the Lord, that love the Lord. 100-hour weeks easy. And like they never miss a middle school practice in the morning. And they never miss an away middle school and JV game. And they never miss, they're here all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And we have more fun doing these tasks that need to be done in order for our kiddos that you should follow. They're tough. They're tough and they love you. They love you unconditionally. So coaches, thank you for that. Now you can give them a real hand. You guys know the person behind the scenes really nice in the way that she nudges me. Like she probably smack me on the back of the head, but she makes sure that we have it all together. Sets up this stuff, gets certificates ready, helps team moms make sure things are going, sets up transportation, arranges the practice goes. There's tons of things that We've got an awesome leadership here, group of administrators, the CTCS board. Like it's fantastic that they kept the school open. When you look at this year and programs all around the state are choosing not to play, Lord, God is on the throne. He's going to protect us. We're going to be very careful in how we go about it, and we were. And we managed to pull off the season. So to the board members who are here and to Ms. Russell, thank you. Please give them a hand. Waiting for them to be uploaded because they start marking highlights. Some of you, I'm looking right at you. They're marking highlights at like 1:30 in the morning, just waiting for those things to be uploaded. So Pat Parsons has done that, and that's a huge part because you have to trade film with the opponents. You need to trade quality film, like up in, and was able to pull off the filming for us as well. So it was a 2-person role this year, and we're very grateful. So please give them a hand. And then Russell Marwitz, like we have the best photos ever. We have the best photos ever, and you guys have it all over your We'll Keep Forever. That we guys who played and ladies who were in athletics, like you have those photos and memories forever. So thank you, Russell, for the great photos. We appreciate it. Give me a hand. Our team mom said, I would be willing to step in that role of team mom. If you don't have anybody yet, she goes, I want you to know that I've kind of taken over the role of looking at huddle and looking at max preps all the time, just like Miss Katie did. So it is known that Miss Katie is a football fan. Miss Katie and to the other support that helped her, we're grateful for all that you guys did. Please give them a hand. Also, with the Dragoons, we had brand new helmets. Can I get an amen? And I saw kids messing with their helmets for like 45 minutes of the 2-hour practice, and I was like, yeah, guess what? We're not wearing those helmets. Put your white helmets on. So we got back in them. but they look very nice. But on a bigger scale, from a protective standpoint, that was a big deal. So margin of excellence products. They take care of us, provide for things that tuition dollars don't pay for in the athletic department. They're the reason we get to charter to our 2.5-hour away games. They're the reason that we have new uniforms, on and on and on. So they take care of us in a big way. So this senior speech is being filmed, live stream. Don't be nervous. Parents, I know. Parents, thanks for trusting your kiddos into our hands. We do not take that lightly. Again, we're coaching football, building men, and schedules to juggle. Some of you have multiple kids playing in multiple sports going all over the place, and that is not an easy thing to do. Not to mention, we're playing one of the greatest games in America, and it's physical, right? And you trust us to get your kiddos prepared, and we don't take that lightly. We're very serious about what we do in the way we love your kids, just like we love our own. All right, so we're going to go senior speeches, and then after senior speeches, you guys will do blankets, and then we'll go into a football season recap. We'll hit this highlight video. We'll recognize our managers, and then we'll do certificates. Every year to the seniors is to thank the folks they need to thank, talk about their football why. So why did they play football? What was a part of that story? What got them here? And then finally a charge to the underclassmen. So I give them the opportunity to do that. They don't have to do it. Just give
To start out by thanking our coaches. Made my 4 years in high school great. So we get to spend all the time with y'all, nice to you. I want to thank my parents, my family for pretty much never missing a game unless they're out of the state, I think, at this point. And my grandparents, when I was a freshman, y'all made practices and games bearable, especially when I wasn't able to play. It made me still feel like I was part of the team when I was hurt. More specifically, I want to thank my brothers, senior guys. Y'all really the reason I've played this long. You've known me up since middle school. Even me, my younger brother. These past 4 years wouldn't have been the same without him playing with me. Played football starting in 7th grade because of my family, my grandpa, older brothers, and played it. Some best friends. It changed everything for me from that point on, and they are some of my best friends I'll ever have. My charge to the underclassmen is going to start with a verse. It's Hebrews 12, 11 to 13. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, painful. Y'all have underclassmen, freshmen, sophomores. Pay attention to the up and coming seniors and take charge of those up and coming freshmen. Because y'all know where y'all have been at that point. Y'all know it sucks, but it's fun in the end. Games are great. Doing things like that, keep the weight room numbers up. Keep the lifts that we're getting, keep those numbers growing. Keep the amount of people we have in there growing. Get everybody in there in the mornings if you can. I think right now our morning lift group is the biggest it's ever been. It should double the definition of the word you're saying. Thank you all. It's been a great year for you guys.
Well, thanks for inviting me to my terrible plays and help build me into the man and football player I am today. I'd like to thank my parents for always being on my butt and making sure I go to practices, waking up, and just my dad, when I was little, we brought a little tackling dummy. He taught me all day, and every day we played football, and that's all I look forward to. In school was just to play football. And so that carried on to middle school, starting in 6th grade. We didn't have the best season, but I still stuck with it. We had, what Ron said, the middle school squad come in. They freshmen, go big. Let's just say I did not have a nice, I had nice parents, Then sophomore year, shaving off Coach Collins' head. That was my main goal that year. Shave it off. Brian's just pounding it through, tackles, try to be 100 this year, whoever was up there. Just whatever we did, double it. Just be it and yeah. Work your butts off. Have fun.
My breath.
I'm gonna miss that dude, coach. I would like to start off and just thank the coaches, thank you all for just giving us the time, y'all's time, and try to grow us into jobs of people. Thanks for that. I'd like to thank my parents, the friendship, and whenever you're out on the field that you just battle with your brothers, some good stuff, and the life lessons that it gives you for your life. So, it's football. I'd like to charge for freshmen to stay with it. It's like getting hard. Freshman year is not just easy.
I would like to start off by thanking you something better and always setting the bar higher so I can be excellent. I'd like to thank all my teammates for giving me such a great time and showing me how to play football. And I'd like to thank the water girls for keeping us alive and the team moms for always keeping us fed. Thank you. And I've never really had a sense of home, right? I'm always searching for it. And football was something that was always there. It was always there. Sports were always there for me. And after a while, I thought I was just playing because I thought the game was cool. But in the end, it was because it was a sense of. And I want to charge the freshmen and all the upcoming leaders to make it a home for people who have gone through a bunch of stuff and make it a home so they can come and feel welcome as you did with me. So I want to thank y'all for that. Thank you.
First, I would like to thank my family. I started playing football 6th grade year. I was probably about 4'2". I was small. Probably played 3 seconds the whole year. But my dad kind of tricked me into playing. He was my coach, and he made me feel like I was actually good when I wasn't at all. CTCS, and that's when the family grew. Looking at all you, it's real. I really haven't been sad about leaving, so really looking at all you, I'm gonna miss you. My why I play football. I grew up in a football family, and I really just love the sport. It's opened some doors for me to play college football in North Dakota. We've got a few guys, and sorry to his parents, but I'm dragging Charlie along with me. No backing out now. It's like -27 out there. So hopefully we stay warm and charge to become a slave. And that verse really speaks to me because if you put the work in, you're going to be great. If you put the work in, you're going to be able to do things that you have goals. But if you don't put the work in, nothing's going to be handed to you. And really just stick with it. There's guys out here in this school who are athletes, and they should be on the. I would like to thank my coaches for always being there with me through all the hard times that I've been through and always sticking with me. I'd like to thank my parents for just encouraging me to when his arm just wasn't up to par, so he had to bring me in. It just happened that way. Why I play football? I really just at a young age fell in love with the game. It's just always been there. I'd always get home, play Madden and stuff like that, and just always play it. So I'm through it, even when it gets hard, because it will get hard. It's not an easy game. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but they don't. So stay relentless and keep it.
Bro, how far would you cry, bro?
They really helped me get better. Mr. Paul Dingway Thurman, Jackson Thurman, and Dixie Thurman for bringing me to the lowest point of my life. At a point where I didn't know if I could make it. They brought me up. They really did. And without them, I don't know what I could do to get where I am today. From starting varsity at Harper Heights High School to not being able to play my junior year in high school up at Texas High School in New Mexico. And God brought me here. And I always told myself I didn't want to be a private school kid, especially you seniors. Y'all made it happen for me, man. Y'all made me happy. I'm gonna put my heart up. Volume 1 passing. That's it.
We love you, Andrew. Always good, man. Really. Firstly, I'd like to start off by, this is really big. That's terrible. And secondly, I'd like to thank these coaches. Really, I mean it. Every single day out there, just watched us, maybe crying sometimes, rolling around the ground, you know what we're doing? Really. Some people, not me. So that's the background I came from. And really asking, how did I join football? It's pretty simple. One day, coach came up to me and he asked, will you be interested in playing football? And I said, sure. That's it. Any miracles happening? I doubt it. Maybe. We'll try. We'll see. But it doesn't end here. It doesn't end here. All the people that have poured out so much time into me, all my teammates, come on, all that time spent, they'll be with me forever.
That was awesome. I love getting to hear. So that is way cool. Seniors, you're a special group. The legacy that you're leaving. So we only this is the first time in 11 history that we've only lost 2 games. So we lost to the state champ and the state runner-up. And you beat your first round playoff. And you did it in a pretty convincing fashion. So we'll have a trophy that goes in that case that has your name on it forever. This group right here. So that's a really big deal. You created a legacy. You created and you made something people wanted to be a part of. And it starts with our seniors. So I'm forever grateful. And you know the deal, right? All you got to do is call. All you got to do is call, and if it's trouble, just tell me how big of a bat I need to bring, because I'll come. You know that for sure. I love you. I love you. I love you. He made us a highlight video, and everybody sent in a couple plays of themselves, and he put it all together. So we're gonna let this thing go. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn the lights off. You gotta get the bowl. Ryan, will you stop that? Give that man a clap. We're late there. It's a little late on that clap. So this year for me and the staff, as we sat around and we talked about things that are steps 5A school and spoiled their homecoming. So that's a mark of a program that plays over what is sitting here in this room. You're playing bigger than yourself. You're playing bigger than yourself. And we've gotten to a point now to where you don't think that there is put together 2 quarters and 2 quarters here, and we haven't put it all together yet. But make no mistake that Shiner St. Paul and Jake Walksmith lose sleep over the Lions. And that's a step for the program. This year on Mondays, instead of coming inside, so we were able to take the next step in the program and scale back on Saturdays so the kids could have the weekends, because traditionally there was so much teaching still to be done, right? And so much learning still to be done. The team IQ is up as far as football is related, and not that you're total IQ. Have tough Tuesdays, get after on Wednesdays, walk through Thursdays, and win on Fridays. And you guys have taken the step as a program towards that. And again, it goes back, in my opinion, to leadership, to watching these guys 4 years ago, we were freshmen and just being all in all the time. So that's incredible. Additionally, going and not playing that game. And our guys, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I saw this fire come from this team. And you guys rolled Holy Cross, who went on 3 rounds deep in a bigger division than us. And so again, just markers and steps when we start thinking about things and adjustments that we're able to make at halftime, and adjustments that that are happening midweek at times, and you guys are jumping on and grasping and running with. That's what, as a staff, we agree is our steps for the program, or wins for the program. Additionally, when you look at middle school, when you look at JV, when you look at high school, we had more collective wins than we've ever had. We had more collective wins than we've ever had. So things are trending in the right direction, and it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. And players, you made up your mind, you bought in completely. And again, you just displayed what it means to be relentless all year long, and I'm grateful for that. So now we're going to move on, and so we're going to honor our managers first. A couple of guys honored them and said, "You kept us alive," and we literally mean that. This year, we were not able to do the waters like we had traditionally done. Thank you, ladies. We've not been able to do the things like we traditionally did, so it required extra, right? Keeping the cooler stocked and having to run back and forth for waters, it was not normal. They took it in stride. So ladies, thank you very much for sticking through that with us. We're going to jump into certificates, so we'll go first. We'll get a quick photo, and this is probably the only photo that we will take with the coaches. The others will just be as a unit, okay? So first, when you start walking, now the clap. We're going to shake hands. We're going to take this. We're going to smile. Good. And you can go sit down. Good. So Alec came to us, he was here for a couple of years for us. The Lord brought him back here, and we're glad he's here. Next one is my man Henry Pittman. I know she can't see him smile. He did smile though. Lead us well, love the Lord, represent the program well. And Pittman, I don't remember off the top of my head, I think he had the sixth most votes on the entire team as far as just people who do things the right way and work hard. So we love you, Pitt, and glad you're playing football. Money comes to work every single day. It is one of those things, we don't know what is going to happen week to week and who we're going to need. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt, if we needed to put T in at F or at Y, or if we needed to go in on defense, paid scout teamer, right? And it is a thankless job that people don't recognize. And my man did it with a ton of energy, and he's got a bright future, so I can't wait to have T back. Reagan Ragsdale. Later on as we go. But he's one of those yes sir, no sir kids that's just got tons of guts and just going to get it done. Takes the right steps, doesn't waste motion, and make sure that he's in the right place, and does it with a great attitude. I appreciate you. Connor Lee! Coming back again. The word relentless, I know he brought that, but I think it was prompted, and it describes who he is. So he was a joy, is a joy. I'm looking forward to him growing up. So Isaiah showed up in summer workouts, and we were like, we've got one. This guy worked hard all the time. He was fresh off a knee injury, but didn't let it slow him down. He was full speed from day one. He's full speed. Zach Harrison. that side? Let's see. Yeah, we should. There we go. Ninth grade, and it was cut short. It was cut short due to injury, and he managed that really and truly better than I've ever seen anybody manage an ACL injury, and come back and work so hard. Your future's bright. Your future's bright, and it's going to be incredible to see where you can overcome. So I'm excited to see what does happen, and I think this was God. Everything happens for a reason, and for me, right, when I had certain injuries, and it took something away for a little while, other parts of me grew. So I watched him mature. He stayed locked in. He stayed locked in, and he could have very easily become unengaged. Andrew's one of those early morning workouters. He's in there every single morning working hard and has perfected his craft. You saw him take some of those screens, some of those E-screens to the house. I mean, it is fun to watch because he's explosive, and that's all the he's one of those kids who loves you into following along. He loves you into coming along and being part of it, and he does that very well. Roman Morris here. Roman Morris, my man! Left hand. Let me hold that. Managed to be out there with us on the regular. And again, one of those guys who was willing to hop in at any position that we needed him to. One of the guys that didn't miss workouts. One of the guys that would run literally till he would fall down and roll around on the ground a little bit. And just a tough kid. So, and he knows I'm right. He's laughing because he knows. Hopefully you stay with football because we need you out there. Love you, man. Proud of you. Kyle Baker. So, it's yours. It's everything thrown. I mean, it's up like, so Cole was making fun of my arm because I'm not good at throwing the ball. But you put Kyle Baker out there, it doesn't matter where you throw it, and he catches it. So I look like a better quarterback. And that was the whole point. But no, glad that Baker. So my man Nate, fearless. So he's one of those guys that could have played any of the three linebackers at any time. Could have played F at any time. Could have played Y at any time. Multiple positions, knew them all. But there were times, at one point, Ryan Turley and Carling were nose guards, okay? So just so you know. And Nate got in there and did it with no second guesses. He just hopped in there. And again, another one who the future is bright. I appreciate you buying in and working hard nonstop. I mean, these guys were doing a lot this summer with. Another surprise came over to us from Salado, and when the first thing that comes to my mind is a hitter, right? He's just tough. He's tough. Can play any position, doesn't matter. Coach, put me in wherever you need. Big growth and a learning curve coming to Salado to here as far as the offensive styles and defensive styles are different. And Brian Rose picked it up fast. So excited about the future for him and what he's going to be to this program. Charlie Hudson. Charlie's a guy who's like, he won't brag, and he has more tackles than anybody's ever had in the history of this school, and just fills the gap, comes downhill, and is a great football player. But additionally, he is somebody who's adored by his teammates. He's adored by his teammates, and I mean that. Ethan Alacant. Another one, tough. Where he's supposed to be all the time, doing what he's supposed to be. The EA got in and got time and found a way to make big plays when we needed him to. But just, again, just the definition of one of those kids who's going to be doing the right thing all the time. And watched him just last week, deadlift 405 pounds. How much do you weigh? 135. So I didn't know that there was any, that the household didn't really want him to play. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, I wouldn't have persuaded him. And I think it had a lot to do with it, and this is just the beginning of something. We see that in him, right? What this program maybe taught him and what he showed us is to do your best all the time, no matter what. And he reflected that very well. So Andres, I'm really proud and glad that you came to play this year. So, same deal. Turley came in, he already mentioned it, came in 8th grade year, and actually Greg and Cole Clark's dad came in, sat down, and were like, hey, we're playing for Chargers, we want to get over, and they came in, jumped in, and it has been. You just started to take charge. You know, the way that you started to vocalize and call people and send emails and do things. That was coming from this group. He was leading that charge in a lot of ways. So your future's bright, man, and I'm proud that you're going to play at the next level, and I know you're going to do great things. Don't miss it. Andrew Joe. One of those surprises, you know, like Andrew comes walking in the door, and you're like, worked out great. Big man, right? We put him next to Tim, and we had like the biggest left side of the line. Was really, really neat. We are going to miss you. I know the future about you as well. Love you. Thanks for being all in. There was one day he did not eat lunch, and he completely passed out. That is on film. It was incredible. He got up, like, and walked back to the hall like it was no big deal. He got some food in him, and he ended up okay. So Zach is one that we just watched working at his craft. Thank you. Craft. At his craft. And he plays center. And he ended up run scheme if he's got a double to figure out where the linebackers are, snap the ball, do your steps, get it all done, and do it at a high level like Zach did. It says a lot about him, right? Just that level of focus, and he's working on things all the time to get better and plays multiple sports. So, Zach, we're proud of you. Appreciate your work. Defensive line and O-line drills and different things. And he said, Coach, in game time, I'll be ready to go. And I was like, but, like, people don't flip the switch on like game time, turn it off in practice, they'll coach. You know, he's very respectful, very nice. And Coach, I'll be ready. And he did exactly that. He did have a setback there, but same deal. Stayed engaged all year long. Still coming out, being dressed out when he didn't have to, helping us out, get things ready. But he's back. He's rolling. Basketball is going well. He's healthy, and so nothing but a bright future. Another one. Glad you shared from select. So Noah is a fullback or tight end, right? And Coach Moorhead comes and we're sitting down and it's like, you know, I've got some issues figuring out offensive line. What are we doing here? He's like, no what? And so, I mean, it lit the room up. We were so excited as a coaching staff, like that is the missing piece. And what you don't understand, you can't see just in live action, you don't see that this young man is pulling around. We run power lock. His entire game both ways, like all season long. He started at linebacker too, but he could have very easily chosen to have a different attitude when we asked him to come and play offensive guard because we needed him, and he was it. And he stepped in that role, and man. Full speed. That describes Michael Rizzo. Full speed all the time. He comes out. Have you ever had a bad day? Never has a bad day. He is upbeat. He comes in there, meets me at the door. He's the first one over. And I appreciate you playing football. Can't wait to see what the future holds. Elijah Munson. Elijah Munson every single play. But we were blessed that you came out and played, man. It was a blast. So little did I know, he used to, I guess, think he was a BMX guy. So he was doing backflips on his bike and broke his collarbone a couple years ago. And in the way that he hits, it did split up. Evan is one who, and it just describes his personality. But we had a coach come over, was coming to check out a couple of our seniors from UMHB, and Evan was on the chute getting after it, and they stopped me and said, "Who is that kid? He is getting after that thing." So it's just every single day, an individual drill, every single day, find a way to up. So Christian got thrown in the fire the very first scrimmage, and I get a chance to talk to him after that first scrimmage. I was like, "How's it going?" And the 2 division figured out that he was out there dealing with these monsters, right? And he was just staying after it. And he got knocked down a few times and hopped right back up, got back in the huddle, knows his assignment. So the future's bright. Can't wait to see it. Proud of you, Christian. Tim Marwitz. One that came over to us in 8th grade with the homeschool. I saw him at a football. He came over here to a football camp in middle school. And I was like, "Sweet, who's this senior in high school come to football camp?" Anyways, he bought in and his parents had just appreciate you. Bobby Shine. And there were times where I was like, "Do I have everybody fully engaged to what I'm saying?" And I'd be like, "Hey Bobby, what does the right tackle do on power?" And he'd be like, "That's a pin," or whatever the assignment was. He's always paying attention and ready to go. And then just to watch him over the summer to where he is now, and just continue working and working and working. Where are we? There we go. Sorry. Slade came out, and he is one of those kids, just like I described with the coverage when I was, kept me in there when I needed to be there, doing the things he was supposed to do all the time. And that started in the summer, new to CTCS, and like our summer program is pretty crazy as far as the amount of work that we do in short order, and these guys have developed it into that. Slade came over and got a taste of that and didn't blink at it. So Slade, appreciate you playing football. I'm proud of how tough. So, played tight end, okay? He played tight end, and he started on the O-line for a couple years, and it was like agonizing for me to move him from offensive line over to tight end, but you saw in the highlight film it paid off. This man was making blocks where we blocked, and his arm may be almost as good as mine. But Cole, I do appreciate you just giving your all to us, man, and going after it. It's been a ride. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Everybody have their certificates. Did I miss anyone? Start down here with the white ribbons, and yep, it should be in order. So one coach can give a certificate, one coach can give a ribbon, and then I'll get over to you guys for our All-State. So honorable mention, first up, we've got offensive lineman, all exactly. Honorable mention, offensive lineman, Noah Wood. Honorable mention, defensive secondary, Kyle Baker. Honorable mention, defensive linebacker, Noah Wood. And we had Shiner St. Paul. So we're in a loaded district, and the fact that these guys are getting votes is a really big deal. that their peers and the coaches from within our district agree that they deserve to be honored. So please give them one more round of applause. You can stay up here. First team, offensive tight end, Cole Clark. First team, offensive receiver, Andrew Lang. First team, offensive receiver, Connor Lane. First team, offensive lineman, Timothy Marwitz. First team, offensive lineman, Andrew Joe. First team, defensive secondary, Isaiah Dumont. First team, defensive secondary, Andrew Lang. First team, defensive linebacker, Charlie Hudson. First team, defensive lineman, Zachary Moore. First team, defensive lineman, Andrew Joe. Is your first and second team? Academic All-State, you have to be a junior or senior. First or second team All-District have a 90 or above average during that season. Isaiah Dumont with a 98 average. Academic All-State with a 93 average, Alec Gonzalez. Good job. I'll get a photo. Okay, sit down. Thank you, guys. We're going to go on to dimensional. So that means in the state, in our division, there's one first teamer, there's one second teamer, and Alec Gonzalez is the third quarterback in the state. Defensive secondary, Isaiah Dumont. Second team All-State offensive lineman, Timothy Marwitz. Second team All-State offensive tight end, Cole Clark. First team All-State. First team defensive line, Andrew Joe. First team All-State defensive secondary, Andrew Lane. So y'all get all lined up. Here, we'll probably use some So we need to do our blankets. So there are other juniors presenting these to you? I already know. Oh, shit. I said call you out. Here we go.
Break it up, break it up.
Break it up. Is there anything else you guys need to do? Team up. And then do you guys want to do the coaches cards now or go on with that? Yes. Just go give it to them. Walk over there, shake your hand, maybe give them up. Good deal. for that. Connor talked a little bit about the morning lift, so this is just a couple things. So we're going Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning. Coach over there, he has cars, Coach White, Kirby White. He played and coached strength and conditioning at Texas Tech. He's got his, he's a certified strength and conditioning coach. He took his master's at Baylor, and he is now needs 400 intern hours of practical internship. And so he is investing in our guys, and he's there every single morning. Well, it's been 5:45, but we're going to continue to feed them. We don't want to see their ribs. We want them to continue to grow. Who do you know in this community needs to be recruited? Recruit. So everybody you know, because it doesn't get any better than this. And that's all I got. Thank you. Again, coaches, thank you. Seniors, thank you. I love you. Gentlemen, we're going to be in spring ball before you know it. We're going to be in spring football in May before you know it, doing 7-on-7 and back to summer workouts. So take. Well, I'm not a senior yet. Oh, I'm not a junior yet. It happens in the blink of an eye, amen. And all of a sudden, you're going to be giving your speeches. So take advantage of your time. Again, thank you so much for your attention. I know this was a little bit different, but we got to honor those who need to be honored. Have other places they're headed as well, Father. We just know that you have that path selected for them, and I pray that you would just surround them with your angels every step of the way and bless them, Father. And I thank you for this football team and this community. I lift up CTCS to you and know that you've got it all.